The 19th of Iyar is the Yahrtzeit of Menachem Mendel, Torem of Rymanow. Rav Mendel of Rymanow was born in 1745, Tufkuf Hay, in Hamburg, Germany, and passed away in Tufkuf Ayin Hay in 1815, again in the 19th of Iyar. His first stellar was actually in the city of Fristik, but his second and final stellar was in Rymanow, where he made a tremendous impact on Galician Jewry. His Tzion in Rymanow is a place of pilgrimage that people come from all over the world, especially on his Yahrtzeit. The Rymanover was a great-grandson, a nin, of the Megala Mukos, as well as a great-grandson of the Taz of David Lahad Levi Segel of Lvov. Even as a young boy, he came to Mezrich, where he learned from Rav Dov Ber, the Maggid of Mezrich. However, his main Rebbe was Rav Shmelka of Nikolsburg, the Rav of now known as Mikolev, and of course, Rebbe Elimelech of Lezhensk, the author of the Noam Elimelech. The Rymanover commented about the Noam Elimelech that only after going to the mikveh on Erev Shabbos was he able to understand even a small amount of the Noam Elimelech. The Rebbe Melech was responsible for bringing Hasidus to Galicia, and of course he had hundreds of Talmidim, but his four main Talmidim to which he bequeathed the essence of who he was the Choyzer, who he gave his eyes, the Apter, who he gave the Koach of Peh, of speech, the Maggid of Kozhenitz, who he gave his heart, and to the Rymanover he gave his mind, his brain, the neshama, which is found in the brain. The Rymanover opened his own Chasidus even during the lifetime of his Rebbe, and he attracted some of the great Rebbes, who became great Rebbes, including the Rapshitzer, the author of the Zera Kodesh, also Rav Yecheskel Panet, the author of the Mari Yecheskel, and in his Sefer, in Siman Kuf Dalet, he describes the greatness of the Mendel of Rymanover, in which he says that he was never Mesiach Das from Hashem, and his soul nearly left his body from his intense love when reciting Shema. Another great Talmud of his was Rav Tzvi Elimelech of Dinov, the author of Bnei Yissaschar, who actually was a nephew of Rebbe Elimelech of Lezhensk. Of course, his main Talmud was Rav Tzvi Hirsch of Rymanow, the one who took over the Chasidus. He did not bequeath it to his son, but rather to his Shamish, the one who took care and swept the Beis Medrash, who appeared to be very simple, was a very, very deeply religious and profound thinker, Rav Tzvi Hirsch of Rymanow. Rav Mendel of Rymanow spent many, many weeks and months darshaning the Parshas Haman, as is described in his Sfarim. And of course, we have a well-known skula that's brought in the name of Rav Mendel of Rymanow, that on the Tuesday of Parshas B'Shalach, one should say Parshas Haman as a skula for Parnasa. This is obviously due to the fact that he extolled the Parsha time and time again. One of the great controversies that Rav Mendel of Rymanow was involved in was the war between the Russians, the Tsar, and Napoleon. The Rymanover supported Napoleon. He thought that he would bring prosperity to Jewish people. They suffered so much under the Tsar, and he wanted to minimize the suffering. However, the Balatanya, the Rapshitzer, were opposed. They felt the spiritual dangers would be greater under Napoleon, and they supported the Tsar. The Rymanover even believed that the victory of Napoleon would bring Mashiach, and he was hoping that that's what would happen. He was trying to bring Mashiach. His Divrei Torah collected in the Sefer Menachem Tzion and other Sfarim published posthumously, and some of the beautiful Divrei Torah describes how he would plead with HaKadosh Baruch Hu to minimize the suffering of the Jewish people.